Okay. Hi guys. Hi Karthik. How are you? Yeah. Please, can you see my screen and hear me?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Fine. So let's start, guys. So in the previous session, we have seen some pandas functions, right? So we are going to discuss few more functions in this session too. Okay. Uh, because as I said, what is just to give a recap, okay, since we got some gap. So pandas is that very important tool in data science, okay, field, which will help you to play with the data frames, okay, which will fundamentally help you to work around with the data frames. Okay, so what all you are going to do will be definitely on some data or table, right? So that is a that is fundamentally which will go as an input to the machine learning model. Okay, you're getting it. So initially you should have data. Okay, what is data? You will have mostly in the table format. Okay, so the same thing will go, okay, at a particular stage for the ML model training. Okay, some input will be going as an uh, some yeah, so some particular number of rows and columns will go as an input to the machine learning model. Okay, but you cannot directly pass, okay, the raw input, right? Obviously it can have many different issues. Okay, whether the scale might be different, it might be having some missing values or unnecessary columns might be there. Okay, lot many. So to convert it into required shape and form, when you need to do certain things, you need to apply certain things on this. Okay, and also to understand, to analyze what data you're working upon. So for all these purposes, pandas is the tool which we have. Okay, so already I think we have discussed many functions. Okay, just a second. I would say we have discussed many functions in the pandas. How many classes did we cover for the pandas, guys? Any idea?
3 classes.
3 or 4?
3.
4. So pandas 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so
Okay.
4 classes I have covered. So these are, I think we have covered different functions, right? So um, Karthik, can you just name any function you remember from pandas? Any one function?
Uh, for example, this is one like head, tail. These are the to get rows. I mean, the
Okay.
starting rows and ending rows. Read CSV is for reading CSV file, and two XLR, two CSV is to write data into.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Meghana, can you name any one pandas function you remember? Any one function?
Is null of result value.
Okay.
And to read URLs from HTML, read underscore HTML. If you pass URL, it will read from website.
Okay, okay. Sirisha, can you name any pandas function you remember? Sirisha is saying something. My college ఉన్నది సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఫోటో టూ just review some projects కి వెళ్ళాలి. Okay. So today you have college from 4 to 2? 4 to 2. 4 to low. Okay. Undadu. Okay, you mean. Okay. So mostly classes undava. Same for you, Meghana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, okay. So mostly you don't have. So that's okay, good point. So we can fast track the course, I would say. Okay. So I will talk to you guys, okay? In the evening, once I will have a conference call with you and Meghana, we can talk, okay? Sirisha is saying, sir, I won't remember anything from Panda. Okay. Go through the sessions, Sirisha, I would say. Okay, fine. So let's start with today's class. Fine. So we'll see few important functions. Okay. So as I said, I think I have already mentioned this, but see, any pandas or numpy, any tools which you take, that is an ocean. Okay, you have like hundreds of functions. Okay, so but we are going to see some of the very important functions which we use daily in our projects. Okay, fine. So initially you have read the data set. Okay, so first thing is selecting rows. Okay, so I remember we not discuss selecting rows, or did we discuss df iloc and df lock and df iloc? Not so, but still, I would like to discuss it again. Okay, see the way how you can select rows from a given data frame. Okay, the way how you can select rows from a given data frame is pandas. Yeah, is by using data frame. Okay, df or whatever data frame you're taking, Titanic dot loc or iloc. Okay, location or index location. Okay, so now over here, when I say first of all, if I say loc, so loc will go with the okay with the actual value that is present in the index. Okay, it will not go by the index. Okay, but whatever it's present over here, okay, the actual value. Okay, so that will be considered as a loc. Okay, so if you understand what I'm saying over here is, for example, see here. See, I'm saying 4, 10. Okay, that means what? Rows I want from 4 to 10. Okay, and columns I want looking for P class. So first of all, what are the columns we're having? Passenger ID, survived, P class, a lot of columns we're having. Okay, so in that we are having, I'm taking only P class column. Okay, but rows I want from 4 to 10. Fine. So when I run this, what I got? From 4 till 10 I got. Okay, why? Because usually if it is an indexing, what I should get from 4 till end index minus 1, that means 9 I should get. Agree? But I did not get 9, I got 10. Why? Because this is not an indexing. This is actually, you are saying in the index, if you wherever you have 4, start from there and till 10, you take all those 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so in this rows, go for only P class column. Okay, so passenger class column only from here. So from starting with 3, it has considered the 10 columns, 10 rows, not 10 rows. I mean rows till the location where you are having 10 in the index. Okay, so the point you need to understand over here is the 4 to 10. Okay, these are it is that means that we are just telling, hey, go and check in the index column wherever you have 4, start from there and go till 10. These are not the index. Okay, these are not the index. Okay, so for example, see guys, what I'm doing is I'm just taking df Titanic dot head. Okay, now my df dot shape is just 5. Why? Because head is only 5. My df is only this first 5 rows of the Titanic. Okay, and my df dot, these are my indexes. Okay, so but what I'm going to do here is new index equal to hi. But okay, these are the 5 elements I'm creating, and I'm saying df dot index equal to new index. Okay, now if I see df, now what is my index? Hi, hello, bye, 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 take care. Okay, I have re-indexed the given data frame. Is this clear till this point?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes, right. So what I'm doing is I have just considered just 5 rows. How do I consider? Head will give you top 5 rows. In that I have just checked index. It's just the usual index. I don't want this index. So I have created 5 elements. So I've created 5 elements. Now I'm just replaced the existing index with a new index. Now when I check it, this is the new index. Okay. Now what I'm saying is, now I'm saying if I want to select, okay, if I want to select only this particular row, okay, this particular row, then what I need to do here is I would say df dot loc, okay, I want to locate wherever you are having by, okay, see, it is giving you 313 I can miss, 313 I can miss, female 26. Getting?
Yeah, Santosh.
Okay, like that. And over here, if you want to go for only name, okay, so in this row, you are taking only this column. Okay, so here these are not index, because index means what? Index will be only either 0, 1, 2. Okay, but here I'm giving the value present at that particular index. Okay, there's a difference here. That's the reason we were able to give strings also. So whatever present over here, whether it is alphanumeric or any value that is present over there, you can specify over that. Okay, so using the iloc, sorry, lock. Okay, I hope that's clear. But coming to iloc, when you say iloc is the index location. Okay, over here you should pass only indexes. Okay, for example, in the Titanic dot iloc, if I say 4 to 10, okay, that means what? Start with the 4th index, and since this is indexing, it will do end index -1. Okay, 10 minus 1, 9. Okay. You getting guys? And if I say in the column, this is for rows, this is for columns. In the columns 2 is to 5. Okay, that means what? From second column to 5 minus 1, 4th column. Okay, 0, 1, 2, from here to 3, 4. Okay, passenger class, name and sex. Okay, 3 columns I got. Because this is iloc, which is index location, so obviously whatever the parameter which you are giving over here should always be indexes. Okay, and indexes shouldn't must be only numbers. Agree? You cannot give other than numbers. Okay, here if I say name, it will not understand. Okay, so location based index can only have integers, it will say. Okay, because we're saying index, so obviously it will search for the index only. What is the index? 0 index or first index. Okay, so it should always be the number, integer. Agree? So if I say here just to you, so here also if you just say the rows as, yeah, obviously the rows in the actual column are 0, 1, 2, 3. For example, over here in the df, okay, over here in the df, if I say df dot iloc, okay, so iloc of by, okay, it will give you error, because see I have a by over here, the third row is by, Okay, so using LOC, you can access that. Okay, because LOC will just go and look for the value at the location, but iLock will expect only indexes. Okay, that means integer. Now, what is the index of by? 2. So you should give 2. Then it will give you this one. Agree? Are you able to understand the difference between lock and iLock? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Santosh.
Yes,
Santosh,
right?
can you please
Ask,
scroll
yeah.
down something? Scroll down.
Sorry, scroll
Scroll
up,
down.
down.
Yes. Yeah. Can you please here in iLock 4:10, right?
Mm.
So instead of P class, can you please give 2 to 4? Will it take it as an
Where?
index in in place of P class?
Okay,
Yeah.
2 to 10.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Okay, you see what you will get. You will get an error because what is this LOC? LOC is we will look for values. Okay. So what is LOC? LOC will look for values. Getting? iLock will look for indexing.
Yes.
Okay. So now if you give values to iLock, it will give error because it is looking for index. And if you give indexing to lock, it will give error because it is looking for values. That means, see guys, whatever you are see, LOC means it will whatever you are specifying over here, those values exactly should be present in the rows or columns. Okay, so over here when you are saying 4 to 10 are 4 to this is for rows. Okay, are 4 to 10 present in the rows in the Titanic actual data set? Yes, because if you see the indexing is 0 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it will consider 4 to 10. That's fine. But in the columns, what do we have? You have passengers, all what do you say, names? I mean the alphabet strings you have. Okay, so it's not integers, you have all strings in the columns. Fine. So but what we are doing here, you're specifying 2 to 4. This 2, where is 2? What is 2? What is 4? It understands only passenger ID, server P class. It cannot understand what is 2 or 4 when you're specifying for LOC. Getting?
Yeah, got it, Santosh. Thank you.
Yeah. So LOC will it requires the exact values whatever you are having over here. Okay, so you can have, for example, survived. Okay, so now whatever, that's what I'm saying, whatever you're specifying over here, fine, that should be present over there. Okay, fine. Any other doubts, guys? Others, let me know. Don't hesitate if you have any questions in LOC or LOC. Okay, fine. So I would say yeah, I think I've shared this data set, right? So I would say like practice for some time the LOC and ILOC functions. Okay, so take different combinations over here, take different columns over here. Okay, and over here also. Okay, then this should not be difficult. Fine. So the only thing you need to remember over here is whenever you are seeing iLock, that should be definitely integers. Okay, definitely integers because indexing. LOC, it depends. If see Karthik, for example, if you are having, if you just change this column names to 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, then this will work. Whatever you are saying, right? 2 4. Getting?
Okay.
Getting, or do you want me to show you?
No need. So both, I mean, in place of hi, hello, bye, those also should be in integer format, right? Both. Everything should be in integer.
For what? Lock or iLock?
Lock.
Huh? For lock?
Now 4 to 10 is not present, right? Anyway.
Not present. Correct.
Yeah.
So when you say df lock, and if you say 4 to 10, you'll get error.
Correct.
Because the
So
df is not having, yeah.
fine. So whenever it should be in integer, then only it will work. I mean, this one. Lock.
Right.
In this case.
LOC is straightforward. Whatever you are specifying over here, that should be present over
That
here.
should be
That's all.
present. Yeah. whether it's rows or columns. whatever.
rows or columns, and whether it is integers or strings or decimals, whatever, it doesn't matter for LOC.
Okay.
Just whatever you are having, you are seeing over here, you need to mention that over here. Okay, it will just
Okay.
search with the exact string or parameter, whatever you are mentioning over here. Okay.
Yeah, and also even though it is integer, here in end position should be it's including like
Correct, exactly. Because this is not an, even though it is an integer, it is not an indexing,
correct. Okay.
right? So you are
Yes.
just specifying from 4, wherever you are having row in the index, wherever you are having 4, start from there and end with 10. So it will include 10 also.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But
Yeah.
in the iLoc, when you say I, it will treat them as a indexes.
Yes. By default index, so
Right.
it
So
will
it will
take
be
n
n
minus
minus
1.
1.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Fine. Any doubts, Meghana, Sirisha?
No, sir.
No, okay, fine. So that's about the iLog, guys. Log, iLog. So just practice and let me know if you're facing any difficulties. We can discuss further. Okay. So also, I think you can also select multiple columns. Yeah. So using LOC, I'm going for 4 to 10. That means from 4th row to 10th row, and also multiple columns. Okay. Same thing, you can go with the rows also, only specific columns if you want to select. Okay. So for the DF log, I want only high and by. Okay. So over here also, what I'm taking only the specific rows, high and by. In that, I'm taking only specific columns, name and age. Okay. So with this, I think you can clearly imagine that given a data frame, you can select whatever way you want. Specific rows, specific columns, combinations, everything by indexing, by only the specific value present at the indexing. Okay. So I think you can cover all possible combinations of selecting different rows. Okay, fine. So next thing is describe. I think we have already discussed about describe. Okay, it will just give the complete details, statistical details of each and every column. Okay, fine. So next thing is a correlation, guys. Titan.corr. So it will give you the correlation values between all the integer columns. Okay, wherever it has non-integer columns, it will skip. For example, name is non-integer over here. Okay, that's why it skipped, and all the integer columns it has given correlation. Okay, and these are the values against the specified things. Okay, so for example, instead of accessing all attributes, my question is, can I access the alternate rows? Can I include any formula for it? Sirisha, what do you mean by specific rows, alternate rows? Sirisha, you can specify the row numbers, right? So in the iLoc, even values. Here you can specify, right, Sirisha? See, 2 and 4 you're getting even odd form. I need even. Okay. See, Sirisha, whatever in you, if you're using LOC, just specify whatever the row numbers you want. 2, 4, 6. Okay. So you got only 2, second row, 4th row, 6th row. Is this you're saying? Even odd? Okay, fine. So specify in LOC, you can do just the actual values, right? So you can specify 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, anything you want. Okay. In ILOC, you should be careful because this will start from the 0 index. But it is not possible for 10,000 of values. 10,000 of values, then you can use range function. Create a value where you have like, okay, for I in range of 10, okay, if I percentage of 2 equal to 0, okay, okay, Sirisha. So if you want for 10,000, first create the indexes in this way, like what all values you are looking for, and just give that thing over here, L. Okay, it will print like that. If you do it for 10,000 and run it, you'll get the list of values over here. Put it over here, you will get the specific rows. Okay, sir, thank you. Okay, fine. But good doubt, Sirisha. Okay, fine. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying about the correlation. Okay, so it will give you, as you can observe, interestingly, okay, the diagonal one is always 1 1 1 1 1. Why? Because diagonal one is you're checking the column with the same column. Okay, this is passenger, P class with P class, C plus C. So obviously every column will be perfectly correlated with itself, so that's why it will have 1. Okay, apart from that, you can see different correlations. Okay, if just to give you a quick recap, -1 is a very strong negative correlation, +1 is a very strong positive correlation, and 0 is a neutral correlation, no correlation at all. Okay, so the strength will increase in this direction also, and also will increase in this direction. Okay, for example, let me find out something. Oh, see here, -0.54. Okay, that means it will be over here. Okay, decent negative correlation between fair and class. Okay, that means what? What does it mean? It is having negative correlation. That means what? Fair and class. Okay, so if the fair is increasing, that means class is decreasing. And if fair is decreasing, class is increasing. That means what? Low class, P class. P class is what? Passenger class. If the passenger class is 0, okay, for example, first class, okay, the fare will be very high. Agree? In the movie also, I think the heroine Rose is in the first class or the business class or whatever we call it. Okay, the fare is very high. Okay, but if the class is increasing, that means second class or third class. Okay, I think the hero, okay, Jack was traveling in the third class compartment. Okay, so his class is a bit more. That means class is increased, so fare will decrease. Okay, he need to pay less. So there is an inverse or negative correlation between the fare and class, which is logical. Are you getting this?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Okay. Similarly, every other value. So, for example, if you have some positive, see here, survived and fair. Okay. So, if the fair is more, surviving chance is also more. That is very logical, right? Because initially they have decided to save the rich people. Okay. Even in the Titanic actual scenario, also, first they have saved the business class people or the the top class people. Okay. That means what? They have the fair. Okay. The fair is more. Okay, so the survival chance is also more. Fare is less. Low third class compartment people, surviving chance is also less. Okay, most of the people who died over there was a poor people. Agree? So with this single function also you can understand the logics behind it. Clear? Fine. So like that, if you spend some time, you can understand some relationship between different columns, right, guys? So see, if age is there, okay, survival is there. Okay, what is the relationship between these? Okay, see, it's negative. That means if age is more, surviving chance is less. That means like old people, looks like the old people, they did not save first. Okay, if age is less, surviving chances more. That means kids. Okay, kids and women, okay, they saved it. They given the first priority. Okay, so those things, so okay, those actual things you can understand from this small single correlation function. Okay, fine. And next thing is yeah, so where did we go? Scripting rows is one thing. Yeah, okay. And after that, yeah, in pandas you also have something similar to SQL. Okay, so SQL queries, okay, wherever you if you're familiar with, you can use somewhat similar in the pandas. For example, I'm saying in Titanic. Okay, so for example, yes, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Fine. So Titanic, this is our data frame. So if you want, see, selecting rows is one thing. Okay, that's fine. But if you want to put some conditions, okay. So I don't want to extract all the rows. I don't want to extract all the columns or specific columns. Okay, I should filter based upon some conditions. Okay. So because this will mostly this will be the case. Because okay, so even in for example, any data set you take, okay, just randomly if you're taking some insurance data set, okay, so you will have the raw input will consist of different kinds of users, right? So but for example, you want to filter it only on specific insurance who has looking for some heart injury, okay, or some accident injury or some natural death, okay. So then obviously you need to filter based upon that, fine. So during in those scenarios you need to go for the filtering, okay. So there are different ways how you can filter or apply conditions on a pandas data frame, okay. But one way is using that word keyword called as query, okay. So data frame dot query, okay. Or here you need to say, I'm saying, see, this is my column, okay, sex is my column. In that you may filter it on male, okay, and age should be greater than 23. Age should be greater than 23. Okay, so it's almost like a SQL query, right? So when you run this, see, I got, so where all male people got extracted, and even that male also, you got only age greater than 23. Okay, you not get any less than 23. Okay, simple functions you can mention. Okay, so like that you can give it for anything. For example, I'm saying P class, okay, equal to 1. See, male P class. So total 122 people in our from our data set, total 122 first class male persons were traveling. Okay. And how many female? Oh, no one in the female? No. I think it's a string sensitive. Okay, case sensitive. Okay. Yeah. 94 people are traveling in the first class. Clear? I hope this should be clear. Okay, straightforward filtering using query. Okay, so like that you can give any query over here, guys. Okay, fine. And after that, we have something called as where condition is. Okay, this where condition is interesting because over here what it is see, first of all, we'll understand how you can use. Okay, I'm saying Titanic.age. Okay, extract this age column. Okay, but sorry, guys. Extract this age column, but where you are having Titanic is less than 28. Okay, wherever this condition gets, okay, condition gets failed, okay, it will insert this string over there. Okay, so if the condition is not true, that means condition is false, it will replace with this given string. Okay, what does it mean? So first of all, what is Titanic of age? Let's look at that. Okay, Titanic of age is this. Okay, this is right from 0 to 891 890 columns. This is a Titanic age column values. Okay, over here, this particular page. Okay, over here what I'm doing is I want to see, and over here I want to filter on age less than 28. Okay, wherever this age less than 28 is satisfying, it's fine, it will give you that age. Okay, but if it is not satisfying, what does that mean? It is greater than 28. Okay, so that means what? Those are adults. Okay, for example, just I'll give adults. Okay, so as you can see, first here you're having 22. I'm saying age less than 28. Okay, 22 is less than 28. Satisfied, it will give 22. Second thing, 38. 38 less than 28, no, it falls. So it will replace this 38 with this adults. See, adults. Again, you're having 26. Okay, these two are adults. Getting? This is 27, 19. Okay, NaN is a missing value, but still we will consider as greater than greater than 28. It is giving adults. Okay, 26 is 26, 32 is adults. Fine. So that means if you are looking only for 28, okay, if you're looking only for 28, right, you can just put them as it is, okay, wherever the values are satisfying this condition, and you can just replace all other columns. You might be thinking, what is the use of replacing? Once we replace this, right, you can just put a filter where you can just drop all these rows wherever you're having these adults, right? So wherever you are having. So for example, you can put anything, okay? For example, you can say not needed, okay? So and you can just filter this data frame again, where you can just ignore the values wherever you are having not needed in this column, so that you will have only the required condition columns where the age is less than 28. Is a where function clear, guys? Or shall I repeat?
Clear, Santosh.
Huh? See, for example, I'm saying p class equal to 1. Okay, wherever the passenger class equal to 1, it will give it as 1. Otherwise, it will give you, for example, passenger class is 1, right? So other people are not rich. Okay, I am mentioning it as not rich. Okay, oh sorry, over here. See, passenger class. What is where is the passenger class? Oh here. Okay, 31313. Okay, 31313. Okay, so only when it is equal to 1, it will give 1. Apart from 1, wherever you have, it will replace with not rich. Okay, see, 3 is replaced with not rich. 1 is okay, 1. 3 again not rich. 1 is 1. 3 again not rich. Okay, even if you have 2 also, even if you have 4 also, that will be replaced by not rich. Only wherever you have 1, that will be remain untouched. This is clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So see when I'm saying this, the basic sample example, so it can be extended in different ways. Okay, you can use different columns. Okay, and you can that will come in your practice. Okay, so try with different combinations and you can ping me if you have any questions. And if you want to change the data type of any particular column, okay, so simple. Now Titanic age equal to Titanic age dot as type. That means what? You are changing it into different data type. Shiriza is saying, can I use more than one column? Where? In the where condition? Yeah, I think you can use that. In the where condition, right? So I have never used that, but there should be a way which you can use it, Sirisha. You can using comma. Okay. That means you're saying you want to put two conditions, or you want to extract two columns. Is this what you're saying? Or else, yeah, you can extract any different columns you want over here, but for the condition, for imposing the condition, usually we can have one column. But I would say
Yes,
try
sir.
with uh,
I need to keep the condition p class is equal to 1 there, no, sir. I need to use multiple conditions in the, I'm asking, sir. Can I use multiple conditions?
for the same column, like p equal to 1 or 2, like that, or multiple
Multiple attributes.
different
Multiple.
columns.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what, for different columns, we need to check actually, because we generally use only one column.
I think, Santosh, can you, in where condition, can you please, after p class equal to 1, right? By using ampersand, I mean, single ampersand, that will take as end only, right? Yeah. And if you want, you can give another condition over here. Will it work? P class equal to 1 and age equal to something, whatever.
Python, we don't consider ampersand, I think, and symbols, sir. We use.
No, it's not working. Yeah. But there should be some way. If you want, I will check and let you know. Okay. Fine. Yeah, and second thing is, yeah, so you can just change the data type of this column. Okay. And one more thing is Titanic dot sex dot replace male. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to replace some values in a given column, okay. So you're having male and female. I want to replace male with yes. See, all males got replaced with yes. Clear? Yeah. Okay, fine. So these are some basic functions, guys. Sorry, someone asking something. Okay. So going forward, let's see. We are going to deal with the missing values. Okay. See, these are till now we have seen like accessing, filtering the given data frame. Okay. Now, one of the important things is to deal with the missing values, guys, because in our previous example also somewhere we have encountered NaN. See, this is NaN. Okay, what is this? NaN. NaN is not a number. Okay, which is a missing value. Okay, so but if you see over here, I think it has considered this as greater than the, when you are giving some condition, it has considered that value is greater than 28 and it has replaced it with the given string. Agree? But we don't know whether it is greater than or less than the given number. Okay, so what if it is less than the given number? So obviously it should not be replaced with a string, right? So like that, to avoid okay these confusions. Okay, so usually the first thing we will do is to handle the missing values. Okay, so because most of the machine learning models will not work very well when you pass them see unfiltered data or missing the data having missing values or unscaled data. Okay, so all these things or features, if you don't handle and just pass them as such, you will get results. Don't worry, you will get results, but not very better results. Okay, so even if you pass any completely raw data set also, the machine learning model will learn something. Okay, but that's not the goal. The accuracy should be somewhat better, right? So for that we are doing all these things. Okay, fine. The first thing is regarding the missing values. Okay, very simple function, Titanic dot is null. Okay, data frame dot is null. Okay, so it will, so this will tell you whether the given value is having a null value or not. Okay, so the cabin, the first one is saying as true. Okay, so where is cabin? Yeah, see in the cabin, the first value is none, the third value is 9, fifth value is 9. Okay, apart from that, nothing in the first 5 rows. Okay, so first, third, 5. Okay, so it will just give you a Boolean way. Okay, every column whether it is null or not. Okay, but this is not that helpful, but one of the function. Is NA will also do the same thing. Okay, is null. Okay, it is saying is not, is NA means no value is present. Okay, same thing, Boolean values. Okay, but the functions which we generally use are called, okay, and yeah, so there is something called as df not null. Okay, just similar, just opposite to is null, is not null, is NA not NA. Okay, wherever you don't have the values, it will give you. Okay, so for example, if I just show you this. See, this is not null, yes. Only where it is null, it will give you the false. Okay, fine. But the most important function which we generally use is null dot sum. Okay, so what it will do? It will give you the sum of the, I would say it will give the count of the null values for each and every column. Okay, as you can see, except age, cabin, and embark, all other columns are like perfectly fine with the missing values. I would say they have 0 missing values. Okay, so age is having 177, cabin is having almost 687. Okay, embarked is having only 2. Fine. So this is a way how you can check the missing values. Okay, is this clear, guys? I think this is a simple function, it should be clear. Okay, so after that what we can do with the null values? Okay, there are different ways you can do. For example, let's see, you are having, see, embarked is having only 2 rows where it is having null values. Okay, very less amount of number, very small percentage when compared to 900. Okay, so you can drop those two rows. Okay, where you are having embarked equal to null. Okay, but always remember, guys, always remember that in any given data frame, if needed, okay, that is also if needed, we will drop some rows, but never and ever we are going to drop any columns. Okay, this is a very important and critical point. Okay, don't ever think of dropping columns. Okay, because a column, as is in machine learning, once we start machine learning, we'll understand that each column is considered as one dimension. Okay, so when we are passing 5 columns, okay, what would be the rows? Okay, let's say we're having 1,000 rows, 10,000, 1 lakh rows, that's fine. Okay, so what we are having 5 rows, that means the data set is actually present in the 5-dimensional space. Okay, each column will be considered as 1 dimension. Okay, because a column will be speaking about very important information, right? Okay, for example, what are the columns? Okay, income, expenditure, okay, and let's say company, okay, and let's say designation. All these 4 are very critical information. Okay, each of them is saying what income is very important. Okay, expenditure, how much is spending, very important. Designation, company, all are very important. Okay, these are the 4 columns, and let's say you are having like 1 lakh rows. Okay, now instead of this 1 lakh rows, let's say you are dropping 2 rows. Will it affect? It might, but very negligible effect. Okay, 0.001%. Agree? Getting, guys, what I'm trying to explain over here?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, because a model which is trained on 1 lakh rows will always almost behave similarly when it is trained with the same row, same 1 lakh, but let's say 10 rows less. Okay, less than that. It will be almost comparable. But a model trained on 5 rows is very different from model trained on 6 rows or 4 rows. Okay, so that's why never try to drop columns. Okay, so that's a very important point you should remember. Okay, fine. So now going forward, first thing is how to drop a rows. Okay, so the way how you can drop the row is, first thing is, okay, drop any. Okay, you have to drop any. So over here, okay, so if I say Titanic dot drop any, that means drop all rows that contains null values. Okay, so every row, if it is having null values, even 1 null value also, it will just drop. Okay, so after that we are having only just 183. Okay, so after that we are having only 183. That means what? It has dropped every row which is having even a single null value. Okay, fine. So after that, once you do this, right? Now for this, if I say is null dot sum, you will have all zeros, no null values in this data frame. Okay, so this is the thing, first thing. Second thing is drop all columns that contain null values. Okay, so df dot drop is for rows. Okay, where it will check each and every row wherever it is having null values. Okay, but usually we don't do this, but just I'm saying you, if you want to drop column which is having null value, okay, so then you can go with the axis equal to 1. Okay, see which columns are having, actually you're having age, cabin, and embarked. Okay, so over here also you can see age, cabin, and embarked are dropped, columns dropped, but the rows it did not touch. 891 rows only. Okay, so all rows are present, it did not touch the rows. Earlier 891, now also 891 rows are there, but wherever you are having this age, cabin, embark, the missing values, that columns are dropped. Why? Because you are giving access equal to 1. Is that clear?
Yes.
Can you repeat again?
Yeah, Sirisha, see, I'm saying when you say Titanic drop NA, okay, usually it will drop all the rows wherever the rows are having null values, it will drop all that rows. Okay, but it will not touch columns. You have all the columns. See, you're having age also, cabin also, embarked also. Okay, for all the, it will consider all the rows, sorry, all the columns, but wherever the rows are having null values, it will drop all those rows. Okay. But
Yes,
come,
sir.
but if you want to do the same thing for columns, you need to give here access equal to 1, because by default here it will be access equal to 0. Okay, but if you want to drop the columns which are having null values, you need to give access equal to 1. So now if you see which columns are having age, cabin, and embark, these 3 columns are having the null values. Okay, as you can see, those 3 are dropped over here. Okay, but again I'm repeating, this we don't do usually. Okay, we'll not drop columns, but just it's one of the function in the pandas. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So after that, there is also one more function called data frame dot drop NA, access equal to 1, threshold equal to n. Okay, so that means what? Drop all rows we are having less than n non-null values. Okay, so you can specify some threshold also, like it should have at least 10 non-null values. Okay, at least 5 non-null values. Okay, so it will only if it is less than that it will drop, else it will not drop. Okay, this we generally don't use it, but this is one of the function. Okay, but important function is this df dot drop.
But yeah, but Santosh, I have a doubt.
Mhm.
There, access equal to 1, threshold equal to n, right? So we are using access equal to 1, but that will reflect columns, right? I mean, dropping columns, but we can see drop all rows. Access equal to 1 will use only for columns, right?
Yeah, correct. Access equal to, yeah, this should be columns. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you remove this, I think it will work for rows. Okay. So next important is duplicates. Okay, usually we do this duplicates. Okay, there are no duplicates in our data frame. Okay, so but drop duplicates is one basic function we use. Okay, so after that, yeah, so if you want to drop only specific columns, okay, df dot drop access equal to 1, in place equal to true. Okay, see, for example, if you want to drop specific rows, okay, I want to drop survived, and for example name I'll drop. Okay, see, when I'm doing in place equal to true, it will reflect the actual data frame. You remember this, guys? In place equal to true. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just doing this. Okay, see, I'm just dropping survived and name column. Okay, but now if I remove this access equal to 1, can you guess what it will give me?
Values, column values.
Sorry. No, when I say just drop, what it will try to drop? Columns or rows?
Rows.
Rows.
Yeah, in rows, I'm saying drop survived and name. Do we have survived and name in
It
rows?
will give error, right? It will give error, or because there is no survived and name in row.
Exactly. It will give error. Okay.
Yeah.
So it did not find survived or not found in the axis, row axis. Okay.
Yeah.
So that. Now the second thing is fill NA. Okay. So now you don't want to drop. Okay. You don't want to drop. Okay. But you want to, if you want to fill the null values with some values. Okay. So I want to replace with some string called as missing. Okay. So now if you see, wherever you have the null values, it will be replaced with the missing. Okay, see, cabin, you remember in cabin you are having 1, 3, 5 null values. Okay, so there you are replacing it with missing. All null values, wherever you see, here you are having missing. Okay, here you are all missing. So wherever you see missing, in null values, it is filled by missing. Is it clear?
Yeah, Santosh.
Okay, but now coming to fill NA, right? So there are actually different ways of filling, guys. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So for each function, there are different ways we can fill. For example, if I say pandas fill NA. Okay, so just in pandas fill NA itself, you will find a lot of ways. The basic thing is just fill all the null values with null with the value which you are providing. Okay, but over here, if you see in the method, okay, in the method you have something called as backfill, bfill, ffill. Okay, so for example, ffill is called forward fill, backfill is for the previous. Okay, what does that mean? See, fill values by propagating the last valid observation, fill values by using the next valid observation. Okay, so if you want to replace, okay, if you want to replace this, okay, with the previous value, okay, for example, here it was actually null, right? Okay, so one way is if you say missing, it will replace all the values with missing. But if you don't want that, okay, because who am I to decide I should replace with missing? Okay, I don't want to do that, because this cabin is having some values like C85, C123, some values. Okay, so I want to use some of these values to fill this. Okay, instead of blindly filling with some random string, okay, it is more logical to use the existing values in the cabin. Okay, so for that, what you can do over here is, so there are different ways. For example, you can also you can just fill it with the previous value. That means C85 will be replaced over here. Okay, or you can use the next value like C123 can be used here to replace. Okay, so those are the forward and backward fillings. Okay, so that means wherever the null value is there, so if you use backward, it will take the previous value and try to fill it with here. If you use forward, it will use the next value and fill it over here. Getting?
Yeah, Santosh. So can you please fill, I mean,
Yeah.
I want to fill reflect only for particular column. Like now, age is have more.
No, you cannot fill it for only for one particular column. In that case, you need to first filter it, okay, and then fill it. If you're applying for it on the whole data frame Titanic, obviously it will apply to every row wherever it is having missing values. If you want to do it for only one particular, let's say only 10 specific rows, you need to take it as a different data frame. Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah. Okay.
You're having B fill, okay. So if you see what has happened, see here before, what is the before B fill listing? Yeah, B fill is giving by using the next valid observation to fill the gap. Okay, it is using, what did I say? B fill. B fill is using the next valid observation. Okay, that means what? This is missing. Okay, missing means what? Actually, this is null. Agree? Because if I do this dot, for example, I will say 10. Okay, see, this is actually nan. When I'm saying fill it with B fill, that means go over the next valid observation. What is the next valid observation? C85. Okay, it will use that and fill it over here. That's why you're having C85 next C85. And next coming to NAN. Over here for this NAN, it will look for the next valid observation. So what is next valid observation for this C123? Okay. Now that's why it's using C123. Getting? But now for here, that it will go for the next. No, this is not next valid. It will go for next E46. Yes. So it will take this E46 and it will put over here. And for this also E46 will be there. So you will have 3 E46. E46, see, for 5 and 6 will also be E46. Okay. See, 4, 5, 6, 3 E46 we have. Getting? Yes, understood B fill?
Yeah.
Okay. So similarly, what was the other one is FIL? Yeah, FIL propagating the last valid observation. Okay, so if you go for the FIL, okay, so now if you see for the FIL, that means it will take the last possible. So you are having NaN, that means previous. Okay, now previous to this, you don't have any other value. Agree? So that's why it is NaN, because this is the first one. But now coming to this one, NaN, okay, this third one, it will check the previously it is having one valid observation. Yes, C85. That's why it will use that and put it over here. So that's why you're having C85, C85. Okay. Getting? And coming to these values also, these two NaNs, this NaN will take this one C123, this will also take this C123. That's why you'll have C123. Getting? So I think you can understand the difference. If you are using BFIL, there will be a different type of fillings, and if you use FIL, there will be different type of fillings. Okay. But if you don't want to do all this, if you want to just fill each and every missing value with something, just say fill NA and give the value you want over here. Clear?
Yeah, Santosh.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So every function which we're discussing, right? So you can go a bit deeper into that. Okay. So basic is FIL, you can have methods, different sort of things. Okay. So fine. And post that you have some functions like manipulations, filters, group by. Fine. So yeah, I'll discuss these two functions. Okay, very simple functions. So I don't think any function which we discussed has any difficulty. Okay, very simple, basic functions we are discussing. Okay, so for example, if you're taking our Titanic, okay, so first of all, let me take Titanic and I'll say P class. Okay, we're having these values. What do you have? You also have something called as sort by sort values. Okay, Titanic dot sort. I want to sort it with what? Okay, with this. See, it has sorted the data frame on the P class. Okay. Actually, the data set was looking how? This was the data set, like you're having 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay. But now it got sorted. Okay. 1, next you'll have 2, next you'll have 3. Here, you by default, it will be ascending, guys. Remember, the order in Python by default, it will be ascending. If you don't want that, then you need to specifically mention as ascending equal to false. Okay. Then it will take descending. Okay. See, by default, it has considered ascending. That means what? Starting with lowest and go to the maximum. Someone is saying something. Sir, BFIL, the last value gets NaN. In the FIL, the first value gets NaN. Then the missing values were not processing correctly. No, sir. Then I need to remove those NaNs. What values? Where is there any method? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I was waiting if someone will ask that question. Correct. You are saying, so what Sirisha is saying here is, when I'm using BFIL, where was I? Yeah, when I'm using FIL, this first row is remaining still with the missing value, correct? But if you are, in case if you are having BFIL, the last one will have the, but that will, the good question, Sirisha, but that will not be the case always. Because here you are having the first row, as NaN, that's why it is not able to find any. In the FIL method, it is not able to find any valid observation before it. Okay, that's why you're having NaN. Okay, and if you're using BFIL, the last row will have this problem because the next, it will not have any next observation to have the valid observation. Okay, that's it. It is very rare that I would say it might not be always that first and last rows will have NaN values. Okay. If you're having somewhere in the middle, then it's completely fine. It will have some values to find, whether it is BFIL or FIL. Point number one. Even if you're thinking that if you are having the first and last rows are having the in a values, you can drop those. You can drop those because at most you are dropping only one row, right? Because in FIL, the first row you will have NaN. Okay, just in case if the first value is NaN. In BFIL, the last row will have NaN, just in case if it is having NaN. Okay, So in both the cases, if you drop after doing fill, okay, so you are having only one row which is having NaN. Now if you use just drop Na, okay, now if you use just drop Na, okay, where is that? If you use this drop Na, it will drop only this particular row. Okay, so you will lose only one row. That should not be a problem. Yes, sir, I need to overcome that also. Is there any method? Okay, you direct method. Direct method.
Instead of removing the draw, we have any method, sir?
No. In fill, bfill, you don't have any direct method to handle the first and last rows. Okay. So it will just go with the forward or the backward rows valid observations. That's all. If you're having that, you need to again go for the one more extra step and handle the one remaining row. Okay. Fine.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but good doubt solution. Yeah. Now coming over here, yeah, as I said, P class by default it will be ascending equal to true. That will starting with the lowest and go to the highest. But if you don't want that, you need to specify ascending equal to false. That means what? It will give you the starting with 3, it will go till 1. Okay, so now you can use multiple columns. Okay, so that should also be fine. Okay, is sorting clear? No, sorting not clear.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm saying P class age. Okay, so that means what? I said ascending equal to false. That means descending. Okay, so first it has, but I said both. Okay, so P class it has done one thing, and in that P class it has considered the age. Okay, 2 columns you can sort. Fine. So first P class, and in that data frame it will go for the age column. Okay, fine. So you can extend this to multiple columns also, sort values. And after that, filter in the coming to filter. Okay, so till filter we'll discuss. Okay, group by we'll be discussing in tomorrow's class. So you have filter condition also. Say this is I would say the same condition. For example, coming to our data set, I would say Titanic. Okay, let's say some P class is greater than 2 and age is less than what, 20. Okay, and using all this, after doing all that, I want to sort it by what? Passenger ID. Okay, I want to sort it by passenger ID. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so over here if you see, so we can use multiple conditions like this, and also see initially we studied only this, now combine 2 conditions and sort also, and ascending also, everything in one place. Okay, so what are we doing here? First I want to filter. See, first thing is sorting is second, first thing is only this. So what I'm doing from the Titanic data frame, I want to again mention this is column. See guys, the way I need to understand here is this is accessing column. Okay, this is also accessing column from Titanic data frame, and you are putting that overall all these conditions where you are putting into the Titanic data frame. Okay, that's why you will see a lot of data frame names. Okay, for the first time this might be little weird that using data frames multiple times the name, but that is how the pandas works. Okay, so what I'm saying is in the data frame for Titanic, filter it on the Titanic P class column that should be greater than 2. Okay, that means what? Only you are having only 1, 2, 3 classes, so greater than 2 means it will take only class 3. Okay, so as you can see, you are having class 3. Okay, and Titanic of age should be less than 20. See, you can see only less than 20. Okay, this is a data frame which I got. Okay, this is a data frame which I got till now, but In that data frame, what you got, I again want to sort it on the passenger ID. Okay, so that's why you can see it in the passenger ID. You are sorting it on the, this is sorted. In what order? In ascending order, I am sorting. Okay, that means what? See, this is ascending order. Getting the same thing. If I do it as false, the same thing you will have. What? It is starting with 878 and ending with 8, right? So you will have it in the reverse order. So 878 and 8. You're sorting on the passenger. Getting? But if you don't want to do this at all, you'll have the same data frame. You'll have the same data frame, but it will be in the, there is no sorting. Okay, so that means by default, if it is there, but by default, if the data frame extracted itself is the sorting, you will get, but it will not perform any specific sorting on the given column. Okay, so for example, if I'm saying it as name, okay, sorry, see, okay, so or if I want to say it as survived, okay, so this is the column. So like that, here you are having only 2, right? So earlier, I think someone asked Sirish or here you can include as many conditions as possible. For every column, you can put one condition, extend this and, okay, and finally you can use sorted on your required column also. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Santosh.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So these are just raw functions, guys. Okay, so I'm saying pandas you will get only by practice. That's for sure, 100% sure. No matter if I teach you 100 functions also, you will understand that it will not be any difficulty. But for you to, automatically get the idea what function to use, right? So you should have a good practice. Then only you will automatically, okay, you will be able to, you will get that intuition, like which function will suit here, what type of function I should use first and second and third. Okay, so that order, if you want to get, so obviously that will come from with practice only. Okay, so yeah, I think we got some gap, okay, due to exams and my personal reasons. Okay, that's fine. So let's get on track. Fine, so let's join regularly as we did from today. Fine, so as I said, I see, just give me a second, guys. Let me stop the recording and I have something to discuss. Okay.